Which of the following TV shows was canceled after only one airing? A. Pauly Shore's Food Paradise. B. Back with the Ex. C. So I Married My Cousin. Or D. Am I in Your Will?
Spoiler, just when you think there is happiness, the main character takes a steak knife to his eye. Christ, and I thought online dating sucked.
We would pull the old your nickel or a knuckle sandwich routine. Of course, once in a while, those whippersnappers would haul off and pop us one in the snoot. Then we had to lay off and maybe go back to our regular job of cracking open fire hydrants and drawing mustaches on billboards. Nice petunias, Mrs. Davis. Too bad they're 3 inches over the published flower bed dimensions clearly stated on page 17 of the homeowner's manual. You got 48 hours to conform. You've made your bed. You don't want to lie in it, do you?
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
Episode 6, wow.
Yeah. And the end of January is behind us, thank God.
Yeah, the weather warmed up a little. Now we don't have freezing pipes anymore. We're in double digits. Yay. No.
Starting to think about seeds and gardens and getting everything regrown and back to life. And you don't have to wear 2 pairs of socks anymore.
At least for now. Yeah. My sock budget was just going off the roof, So. I was thinking about bullies. Okay, so it seems like physical bullying was more prevalent 30s, 40s, 50s, A lot of biographies that you read will include stories about bullies with colorful names like, yeah, we had to put up with Jughead McNamara shaking us down for milk money. He used to crouch behind the shrubbery next to Leo's pool hall, and we had to pass that on the way to school. Sometimes Sloopy Moskowitz would be there with him. It wasn't until I finally stood up for myself and cracked them both a roundhouse they left me alone.
There also seemed to be a lot of guys kicking sand on other guys back then, which these days would be welcomed as a casual exfoliant. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
This became much more prevalent during Earl Weaver's years as the Orioles manager.
He never tagged him with a ball!
He'd get mad at that. For those of you who don't know, he would get mad at the umps and stomp.
All right, you're out of here.
Kick dirt on him like a chicken until they throw him out. You never hear these stories from the perspective of the bully, do you?
No, you don't. You don't read a book where it says, yeah, in between bouts of kick the can for a gag, we used to hide between the bushes and collect milk money from the freaks and geeks on their way to school. We would pull the old your nickel or a knuckle sandwich routine. Of course, once in a while, those whippersnappers would haul off and pop us one in the snoot. Then we had to lay off and maybe go back to our regular job of cracking open fire hydrants and drawing mustaches on billboards.
Did bullies ever have jobs, or did they just live on the underground nickel extortion circuit?
Interesting.
I picture them pulling up to the gas station with a bag of nickels for a tank full, because that's their only currency.
Their mortgage payment is nickels.
I guess they had to roll a lot.
Yep.
I guess the reason you don't read a story like this is the bullies got too busy riling up the country and getting elected to a second non-consecutive presidential term.
Yep.
Damn that Grover Cleveland. The whole country's going down the shitter.
I guess some of these guys continued their wicked ways into the corporate world. Nice pot of coffee, Hawkins. Now go make yourself one. I wouldn't bother looking for half and half either, loser. Think you're going to get conference room 2 at 3 p.m.? Think again. Me and the boys are already set up in there. I guess you're going to have your budget meeting in the broom closet again.
Maybe after a couple of decades of break room bullying, these guys retired to form a brutal homeowners association and write threatening letters to tenants about unauthorized fence paints, shades, and unsanctioned roofing tile choices. Sending single moms nasty grams about some missing trash can lids and a little trash that blew into her yard so she can deal with that after her 2 jobs.
Nice petunias, Mrs. Davis. Too bad they're 3 inches over the published flower bed dimensions clearly stated on page 17 of the homeowner's manual. You got 48 hours to conform. You've made your bed. You don't want to lie in it, do you? Okay, want to talk about a feature interview?
Our feature interview this week is with Cat Fey and Kenny Buffadine of the Swedish alt-metal band We Are the Catalyst. We discuss the making of not 1 but 2 releases, the Friction album and the brandy new Scars EP. We discuss the grit and determination this band has shown in their quest to conquer the world and even discuss some of our favorite anti-heroes along the way. So stay tuned for that.
Check out this video. This is Parasite.
It's inside out, the world is all around. It's so much for me. I have a feeling what's inside is taking over me. My parasite, and denial as my walls are breaking down.
Okay, let's talk about Patreon. The site is patreon.com/Snaggletooth Podcast. And for $6.66 a month, you get a really old beat up pickup truck that barely runs more than 10 miles an hour, full of Mark and Stace.
Yes, we have recipe tips, we have album reviews, we even have book reviews up there now.
A lot of them lately. I'm going to be putting up a review of Decibel Magazine's top 25 metal albums of all time. It includes names like Cannibal Corpse, I Hate God, Dark Throne, so you'll definitely want to check that out. Is it any good? Those guys know what they're talking about or not. You'll just have to log on to Patreon and see.
Also, we will be filming this tomorrow. I will teach you how to brine chicken in pickle juice and create restaurant quality or better chicken sandwiches in your air fryer.
Her hot chicken kicked my ass. Uh-oh.
Oh
I
no.
think it's time.
Oh God.
Hit it.
And now it's time for Obnoxious Trivia!
All right. I'm very proud of these. Okay. Question number 1 for Obnoxious Trivia. Which of the following mollusks have been actually known to fly? A, the Japanese flying squid. B, the Australian cuttlefish. C, the humpback helmet shell. Or D, the West African nudibranch. It's a nudist library.
They all sound made up. How about the Australian cuttlefish?
I'm sorry. The actual answer is the Japanese flying squid. It actually is like a
I
flying.
thought that was too obvious.
It's like a flying fish. It skims along the surface and it'll go
Wow.
like 6 feet. You know,
Wow.
at a clip if it's in a hurry because squids have places to go. You know,
Got,
so
squids, inks, pens, caps.
there's
They got
a
things
lake
to-
for the Squid Emmy Awards or something. I don't know. Anyway, okay. All right, number 2. In what U.S. town is it a law that every citizen must own a rake?
It's a lot of leaves.
A, Hialeah, Florida. B, Ackworth, Georgia. C, Idaho Falls, Idaho. Or D, Owensboro, Kentucky.
I'm gonna go with Owensboro, Kentucky. That seems like a Kentucky thing.
Ackworth, Georgia, actually. Yeah.
That was
They have
my
a
second choice.
they have a ton of runaway leaves in that town, apparently. Okay, we're on a roll. Number 3. What Merry Melodies cartoon was banned as racist due to outrageous caricatures of Louis Armstrong and Cab Calloway while depicting heaven as an everlasting weekend fish fry? A, Play It Again, Al, 1931. B, St. Pete and the Jitterbugs, 1932. Clean Pastures, 1937. Or D, Praise Those Happy Feet from 1935.
I'll go with Play It Again Al, 1931.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's actually Clean Pastures from 1937.
Wow.
Yeah. It's it'll take your breath away. Let me just put it that way. Yeah.
I was thinking it might be the frog one. Hello, my baby. Hello, my name. The singing frog one.
Well, basically, yeah, I can't even say what's there. I can't even say it. It's horrifying. Okay, rounding out. Number 4.
boy.
Which of the following TV shows was canceled after only one airing? A, Pauly Shore's Food Paradise. B, Back with the Ex. C, So I Married My Cousin. Or D, Am I in Your Will?
Pauly Shore should have been canceled after everything he did, but he was not. I don't know. I think he's a son of some TV exec.
Who could
somewhere.
resist a Pauly Shore cooking show, for God's sake?
Oh my God. So I just figured he was like wandering around eating junk food, dropping it on the boardwalk. That was my. So I'm going to go with So I Married My Cousin because I can't believe anybody would want to be on that show.
Sorry, you are 0 for 4. It is actually the Australian show Back with the Ex. There was only one airing and it got nixed. So,
God.
yeah.
Too much
Oh.
drama.
I love Am I in Your Will? They're all made up. All the other ones are made up.
Oh,
But I love Am I in Your Will? Can you imagine? Like, that's the show. You got people getting pissed off. Like, what do you mean I only get $13? Like,
Maybe they left you their rake.
his barbecue set. I wanted money. Anyway,
I
okay.
bequeath thee my rake collection.
Exactly. Well, if you live in Ackworth, Georgia, then that's a good thing. Okay, let's move on to our Snaggletooth. We're going to call this one Stories of the Unwatchable. These are movies that I found it very difficult to sit through. Let's start with Oppenheimer. Wow, I thought the creation of the atomic bomb would make for an interesting movie. But after half an hour of the main character terrorized by anxious IMAX visions of radio waves and wind erosion, I was having trouble understanding all the acclaim. By the time Florence Pugh takes her tits out, I was already asleep.
How about Close Encounters of the Third Kind? This was a Spielberg film? Richard Dreyfuss making plateaus out of mashed potatoes and digging up his lawn did little to keep my interest. That damn 5-note melody. Do 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 da. What are these Sting lyrics?
Sounds
The
like it.
aliens arrive and the movie ends? How about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Hmm.
We've talked about this one before, but the entire first half of this movie is largely unwatchable. The grandparents crowded into one giant bed, Mrs. Bucket washing laundry in some kind of cauldron, the candy store dude taunting a starving child. It's hard to get through until Augustus Gloop's father eats the microphone. Then things take an upturn of sorts.
I can't believe that Mrs. Bucket wasn't pissed. She's been doing all the chores for decades, and all of a sudden the guy jumps out of bed and he could dance like Fred Astaire.
Right. She's like,
You mean he couldn't
"Really?"
help with the laundry? Anyway, Gene Wilder pretty much turned this dreary story on its ear. It's great from the minute he arrives. If you read the original book, he added the whole kind of hating the children vibe to
Yes.
it. You know, that's the original book doesn't have that. And he would just say things, and the way he says things like, there's going to be a lot of garbage today.
How about Requiem for a Dream? Starts off with a depressing story about 3 heroin addicts and just gets worse and worse. I was amused by the part where Sarah is so whacked out of her brain on amphetamines, her refrigerator starts to taunt her. We've all been there, haven't we?
Spoiler alert, it ends with one in jail, one an amputee, and the other a sex slave. And they all live happily ever after. But you don't have to live like an amputee. How about Leaving Las Vegas? Described by critics as Nick Cage's magnum opus, he pretty much establishes from the very beginning that his goal is to drink himself to death by the end of the movie. Just the type of hunk Elizabeth Shue has been dreaming of when she's not turning tricks for a Latvian pimp.
It's got it all. Alcoholism, prostitution, death, and a fraternal gangbang turn anal rape scene. Fun for the whole family.
Wow.
Gather the kids.
And one of the critics loved it.
How about Return to the Blue Lagoon? Cause we need a second trip to crash on a tropical island. The mother dies and incestuous fun abounds as teens turn to lovers due to lack of fig leaves and emerging hormones, not knowing that this is frowned upon with brother and sister. I think they gave birth to the directors of this one.
A lack of fig leaf. If only. Okay, how about this one? The Lobster. A man checks himself into a hotel where he has 45 days to find a mate, or he turns into an animal. But at least he gets to pick the animal. He initially falls for a woman with a penchant for smashing her face into things. How romantic. Then he upgrades to a masochist woman that eventually kills his brother, who happens to be a dog. I mean, you got to work at relationships, people.
Eventually, he moves out to live in the woods, where all single people are banished, which is not so bad except for the hunting trips the hotel takes, trying to kill them for extra time on their stay. Spoiler, just when you think there is happiness, the main character takes a steak knife to his eye. Christ, and I thought online dating sucked.
Recently, Netflix brought back this heartwarming tale, Awakenings. A doctor discovers a drug that awakens Parkinson's disease patients that have been catatonic for years. They emerge, they dance, they embrace the sweetness of life until the drug stops working and we get to watch them slowly degrade and eventually re-enter their catatonic cocoons. Depressing as hell, but hey, it's got De Niro, so it must be a classic.
Staying alive.
Wait.
It should have been over, but it wasn't. This is the completely unnecessary sequel to Saturday Night Fever. Even 5 new Bee Gees tracks and Travolta looking sexy could not save this disjointed mess. Shockingly, he falls for his backup dancer in a plot twist we all saw a mile away.
I work a long time on my head and you rattle my brains.
How about killing of a sacred deer? Weird kid that likes to hang around his doctor's family, eventually putting a curse on them that results in his kids losing the ability to walk.
Oh, please go on.
Apparently, the doctor operated on the weird kid's father while drunk and he subsequently died.
So now the curse dictates that one of his kids have to die. It's 2 hours of children morbidly dragging themselves up and down stairs, bleeding from the eyes. I mean, you'll be whistling a happy tune after this one, people. I was staring at my screen like a deer in the headlights. All right, this song is called Anti-Hero. We are the catalyst.
To ignite the flame, ready to explode like a hand grenade. You pull the trigger and you fail. Reaching for the top, you can get enough. You're longing for a place to feel your lies. There's blood, stings on your golden throne.
Okay, let's talk about Imperfect Foods.
So, Imperfect Foods is this great company that takes a lot of unwanted things, things that might be close to the expiration date, and they put them all together every week for you to shop and select. It gets delivered to your door. I have found products on this website that I have never found in my local grocery store. We have found great snacks from those blue cheese cheese puffs.
What was it, chicken sticks we had last night?
Oh yeah,
It
the
was so good.
chicken sticks. We've been trying to snack a little less carby.
Yeah.
They're chicken sticks that have jalapeno and honey.
Yeah.
We also got these hot honey cheese crackers
Mhm.
that definitely after you eat 2, you can feel the heat.
It's products you just can't find anywhere else. I mean, I've tried, and the grocery store doesn't even hold up.
That's
Yeah.
where we got introduced to flocks, duck eggs, elk meat. To what we just had was a chicken cordon bleu that it's already prepared for you and you can make right in your air fryer.
Really cool.
All I did was add some vegetables and a little sauce.
It was excellent.
They do have pantry items such as olive oil, enchilada sauce, tuna, and you can select whatever you want every week. Any order over $60 ships for free. You can tip your driver, which is nice so he doesn't smash your duck eggs on the front lawn.
Point.
But you definitely will find lots of things that are interesting, lots of snacks you will be unable to live without, and save some produce. Use our link to save off your first order.
There we go. Time for Collecturbation. One of my favorite records ever this week. Pentagram's First Daze Here.
They were the local heroes of the Maryland, D.C. region, the unsung, the forgotten. Sabbath contemporaries were just living down the road. The Pentagram demos were never available during the 80s, 90s, but were discussed in hushed, reverent tones in the local community and became the stuff of legend through word of mouth. DC wasn't a huge scene, so most people knew a friend who had at least heard of them through Bobby. All of their music was incredibly difficult to find for years, but these sessions were buried in a bunker somewhere.
Yeah, the early 2000s issue of First Daze Here from Relapse opened a new generation for these legendary tunes for the first time. Despite the fact that many songs were recorded on later records, these sessions are genuine lost psych treasures, time-stamped from the bitchin' years. Gems like Walk in the Blue Light, such a vibrant specimen, so heavy, full of psychedelic licks, and Jeff's excellent drumming. There are several recorded versions of the song Living in a Ram's Head to choose from, but Alistair's gorgeous altar of blue chair shakes and bends here take the cake. Plus, that riff is like a granite wall.
Let's play a clip. This is Living in a Ram's Head.
But the wicked just the same. I have no fear. The devil set my course. I'm living in a ram. I'm living in a ram.
Say what you want about Liebling, but he was born to front a band. Other doom bands channeled Oz Sabs as an influence, But with Bobby's voice, there are some rich moments of Yardbirds and the animals baked into his intonations and phrasing. One listen to something like Star Lady, and his early talents become clear. There wasn't anyone in this band's ear at this stage to coach them into filtering lyrics, so the results are pure drug-addled white trash reality set to music. I could wander down the alley for a two-bit tramp, but I can't dig a hooker's romance.
Well, that's going right on the radio.
It's genuine. You can almost smell the cat piss and overflowing ashtrays.
Be Forewarned is one of the creepiest songs ever written. The doubled spoken sung vocals, the flickery guitar effects, and of course Bobby's flair for keeping it real. I've had my time with many ladies and I've killed many men before my 16th year was done. It's one of the most convincingly evil texts in metal history. Nothing from Black Sabbath even comes close to it. Some people say I've got 9 lives of a cat, and others say I'm filthy as a dog. He hasn't seen our dog. This compilation is a revelation. Some of the most criminally overlooked proto-metal ever recorded. Incredibly heavy, vicious, and startlingly original. Long live Pentagram. Check out this clip of Be Forewarned.
I'm never gonna let you go, no, no. Lord, I've lived on the dark side of the moon, and I've been to the heart of the sun. I've gone to bed with many ladies, killed many men, before my 16th year was done. So you be forewarned, 'cause I'm coming.
Okay, why don't you senior me?
I was so glad to be able to talk to these guys. They've quickly become one of my favorite bands.
Very inspirational. The two of them, they grind like it's very inspirational. They are going to conquer the world. These two.
Absolutely. You know, they are few clicks. They are going to conquer that with Indentation money. I guarantee it.
And those videos, I mean, wow. Yeah.
So you guys are right in my wheelhouse. Everything I love about a band, it's like, you know, huge. I think in a few years you're going to be too big to be on our show, but I love your voice. You have such a lovely melody, but a huskiness. Did you have any formal training or are you self-taught?
I'm mostly self-taught. I've had some lessons, but not many, like maybe 10 lessons or something with a professional. But I've been singing all my life. So, I mean, it's just, for me, it's like walking, you know, it's something I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When One Without split up, what were some of the things that changed when you when that closed and We Are the Catalyst began? Like what did you carry over and what was different?
Yeah. Well, the split from One Without and the start of We Are the Catalyst was very much like a fresh start for me and Kenny to just like do whatever we felt like, because in One Without we felt like it was more of a we had like a line of where we were going, and you couldn't really move out from that line or like taking new ideas or and that. So we just
like
felt like, okay, yeah. So we just felt like, okay, now we can just try out all the ideas that come to us, and if we like it, we like it. If it's not rock, well, we don't really care. We're gonna try to do it anyway. So and I think that's how we of course our like the base is grounded in rock and metal, but some of our songs are softer, more like popish, and some are like more heavy, like a true metal song.
Yeah.
So we really like to be able to do whatever we feel like.
Yeah, it's a great blend. It's I think my favorite kind.
It is, yeah.
I love the band's name. It's so specific. I love you just didn't go with Catalyst, because there's 40 other two bands, right? So what kind of prompted you to be We Are the? I love it.
Yeah. Well, for us, it was like an invitation to all our fans. Like, yeah, we are the Catalyst, but together we really are the Catalyst. So that was very important for us. Just like you said, we could have called ourselves the Catalyst, but then it wouldn't have felt like that kind of movement that we want to create.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a big feel. It makes you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
I really like your careful attention. I love your calling card of your attention to intros and outros, like where you start with a synth line and it bookends over here. Did they come last or did they come first when you're kind of putting a song together?
It's different. Sometimes we are very certain at the beginning, like, okay, we have to end the song with this like
Yeah.
thing. Sometimes it's more like we're trying out different stuff, and then we end up with, yeah, let's take that synth or whatever it is we're going with. So yeah, it's different from song to song, I would say.
It's so hooky the way sometimes you'll start to tease a melody line or a word that you say, and it just sets you up to get sucked in. It's the perfect hook, really.
Yeah, thank you.
Was writing the process or creating the album, was it different between Perseverance and Friction?
Yeah, well, this time we actually started a new thing where we released a new song every second week. So that meant that we were actually writing and recording a new song every second week.
Wow.
So that was a huge difference from how we have worked before. But been doing this for like a year now. We feel that it has just helped us to be even more creative with this kind of idea to release this often. So yeah, that's a huge difference.
You know, it's like you're developing your muscles for songwriting. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have like being creative is like what we are. So it has not been too hard. Actually it's been almost too easy for us to come up with new ideas. Like now we changed it, so now we're releasing every third week. But yeah,
I know.
we have quite a tempo.
But you have to feed the algorithm. It's the way it is, you know, like
Yeah, that's one of the things. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like how you tend to gravitate toward one-word titles. And ever since we talked with Madam Mortem, I'm always like, I didn't realize that they're spelling out Madam Mortem with every album title. But I trying to put yours together. I couldn't find any Easter eggs there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But I
one-word
like that.
titles.
Yeah, I like the one-word title. It kind of grabs you, and kind
Yeah.
of into it.
Yeah, both me and Kenny were very into movies, and often we see our songs almost like movie titles. So I think that is one explanation behind these like short names. Yeah.
Titles. Yeah.
What inspired Friction for this one?
What inspired Friction for? You mean the name Friction?
For the
Yeah.
title?
Yeah. Well, we thought friction is like the start of when something is about to change. There's always this friction before the change. So we felt it was fun to like write about that state just before something is changing. Like when you feel something is starting to happening, the ground is shaking. Yeah. So we really wanted to capture that feeling.
For us, it's we get more hate mail, hate comments, or we get all excited because we're like, hey, this is we're taking on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What inspired kind of the album? It almost looks like the album art. It almost looks like it could be a portal to somewhere else.
Yeah, it's really, really breathtaking artwork.
Again, cinematic, definitely.
Yeah. So that's like I said before, we're really into movies and like all these kind of sceneries. And for us, it's like we like the idea to think that maybe, I mean, the world could end in just like seconds. I mean, anything could happen.
Right.
So we like to like, what do you say, highlight that idea that things could change, and also it could mean the opening, the beginning of something else. So like the dark is always siding with the light, sort of thing. Yeah.
I like that concept. I mean, it just seems like such crazy things are happening. I guess maybe they haven't every time, but when it's happening to you, it seems really weird, some of the stuff that goes on these days.
Yeah.
You guys are really a do-it-yourself band. Is there anything that you would definitely farm out as opposed to do yourself? You're like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, like where's your limit on that?
Oh, I don't think we have a limit.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
haven't reached it this far. I mean, we do everything ourselves. We do our music videos, like we record, and Kenny, he mixes and masters our album. We do our social media. I mean,
Yeah.
we do everything. So far we haven't found anything that we couldn't do. From booking shows.
booking.
That's the one thing that we're having a booking agency helping us with that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Otherwise, we're doing everything ourselves.
We tried
Yeah.
to silk screen our own t-shirts. That was the limit for us.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure it out.
No. No.
I
We
gave
don't.
it a
We
try
don't print.
though. Yeah.
Oh no. No, we don't print our own T-shirts and
Yeah.
CDs. No, that would be too hard, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, it was really hard. He had a lab going down here in the basement and totes that said "Do not open." I'm like, and lights, and I was like,
And then we
"Oh,
finally
God."
we farmed it out, and it was so easy. It was like
Yeah.
we had the shirts in like 2 weeks. It was great.
Yeah. But it's
Anyway.
fun to try. You should always try things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought that I would untap some new talent, but no.
No. Now you know. You wouldn't have known.
Now
if
you know your
hadn't tried.
limitations. Exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved your guys' video on what to do and not to do on like the tour
Yeah,
bus.
that
That
was
was great.
funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Nice. It was fun to do.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the story that people got left behind in another country? How long of an
Yeah.
adventure was that?
Actually true. It was there were some band members that were left in, I think, Denmark when we were already in Germany. So yeah, we had to wait up for them. They were still on the ferry terminal, just like, hello, where are you guys?
Wow.
Yeah. These things happen.
Yeah. That's funny.
What are your tips for staying in such fantastic shape if you got to be stuck in a bus?
Well, I am one of those like boring person who likes to do workouts.
No.
I know
we're
not
the same
everyone.
way.
Yeah, not everyone likes to do it, but I actually like to work out because I think it's because I know that I have such good effects from it. It gives me so much like calmness and just a brighter outlook on the
Yeah.
world. So yeah,
Yeah, those endorphin hits are important when you have kids,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like you won't like fly off the handle, everything's fine.
Yeah. It's important. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So in demons, I'm guessing you were referring to like the ones inside, like anxiety and fears. In your opinion, what's the best way to kind of overcome like things that might be inside us that cause those bad feelings?
Yeah, I think mostly not to just push those feelings away, to like be in that feeling. Maybe not for too long because then it will get too destructive, but
Yeah.
just get into the feeling like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm feeling right now. And it's okay. All emotions are okay to have. Doesn't mean you have to act on every emotion, but I think it's important to just like sit down and take in what it is you're feeling. And then you can start maybe working on that feeling, or maybe it's just time for you to, I don't know, go for a walk, get some fresh air. So I think don't act on every emotion you're feeling, but feel them.
Yeah, my daughter growing up had a lot of problems with anxiety and they wanted to put her on medication. I'm like, no, she just needs to learn like what's the worst thing that can happen? If it happens, so what? Nobody's gonna hear her 100 years from now. Let's just keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
But they would have
Yeah.
put on Zoloft and everything else. I was super opposed to it, and she's fine now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think anxiety is something that is normal for people. Everyone feels anxiety at certain times. So I think it would be more helpful to learn people that this is actually, it's normal to feel these things. But you have to learn how to like react to all these feelings.
Mm.
Yeah.
No.
I'm totally hooked on your videos. The Hollow. Did the
Yeah.
I read that it took you 300 hours to make. Um, did it go smoothly overall? Like, what was the process like?
Oh, it was a long process. Absolutely. I mean, we
Yeah.
have done these like green screen videos before,
Right.
but now Kenny had to create a whole new world in this game engine. So that was like the biggest challenge to learn. How do you do?
Yeah.
And
Wow.
like, so yeah, it took a lot of time and a lot of what do you say, failures
Trial and
and
error.
just
That's
yeah,
trial
just
and error.
trying to understand how to do it. But I mean, we are super proud of the results.
It turned out
So
great. It turned out great.
yeah, so it was worth all the sweat.
Heck, we tried to
Yeah.
green screen a thumbnail, and I'm like, oh my God, you wore green,
Yeah. I this was just this past weekend. I wore
Yeah.
an overkill shirt without thinking. And you know that their
Yeah.
logo is lime green.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
went to go do the green screen and I'm like, you idiot. What are you doing? You know, had to do all kinds of tinkering to fix it. You know, it's just like, all right,
Oh,
no
yeah.
more green
Oh,
shirts.
no, you're not gonna do it again. That's for
Right.
sure.
One color you can't wear, you know.
Yeah.
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 I couldn't imagine doing a whole, we've never tried to do a whole video.
No,
Yeah,
not
not
yet.
green screen.
Not yet. No. We green screen our pictures and stuff, but you know, maybe one day
Yeah.
I think we might. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So I love also the Parasite with all that great animation and imagery. And I love the line, I am free from sin when your teeth sink in. Oh, it's so chilling. I'm guessing it's not about a real Dracula, more or less the kind of nasty things that latch onto.
Yeah, it's more of a, what do you say? Yeah, metaphor for
Yeah.
like
Metaphorical. Yeah.
the parasite. Is it really like your own thoughts that you have, or are they sort of like planted on you?
Right.
So yeah, that's the like main theme of the song. Like, are our thoughts our own, or are they shaped by the society and the people that we have around us? So yeah,
I was
Dracula's
shocked.
around us.
Yeah.
I was shocked to recently find out they still use leeches in modern medicine.
They
Oh,
do.
that's right. Yeah.
They've made a comeback. I don't want them, but
Okay. No, no, they suck.
they do it like for regenerating tissue somehow.
Yeah,
They're
and
helpful in
maybe
that
it
because of that.
works. Yeah.
Eek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for the awakening, when that second beat comes in, I think it's definitely like you said, you're a more danceable thing, but it was great. I love the juxtaposition of that danceable beat and these apocalyptic lyrics. What kind of inspired you to put that guy? It's a great combination.
Yeah, I think we had very different things that inspired that specific song. We wanted to do like to have this almost like 80s
Yeah.
synth style. Yeah, with of course these heavy lyrics. And yeah, we really like that type of song. So I think we're going to try to do something similar soon, because yeah, it's really a banger.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, definitely. You had me like immediately.
Yeah.
I also love the dreams are killing me. I was teasing about that in my review. Is it some kind of like where it's a nightmare situation, or is it like dreams that you have are like oppressive? I wasn't sure, or both.
Yeah, we wrote it as meaning your dreams, the dreams that I try to achieve, like when they can become too heavy and almost like destructive, when you're trying to reach your dreams at any cost.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. There's some growly vocals in Into the Darkness. Who provided that? Is that something that you guys think you would do more of? I thought it was a great effect.
Yeah, it's Kenny who does these growls, and
Growls.
we have them in some songs, but we would definitely do them more.
Yeah.
He would just have to maybe not play as much guitar because
Yeah.
it's hard to growl and play guitar at the same time.
All right.
But we will
Understood.
figure it out. Yeah.
Would you ever try to learn some vocal fry yourself?
Yeah, actually, I've been thinking about it. I haven't really found the time yet to try it, but definitely, I've
Yeah.
thought about it. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it
Yeah,
will.
Yeah, we're finding
Yeah.
we have another show that's all extreme metal, and there are weeks when we'll have 2 or 3 female-led death metal bands. Like it's become really prevalent that females can growl like just as well as like the old school, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really cool to see
It's
all
so
these
cool.
girls
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked to Cami from Oceans of Slumber, and this album they incorporated a lot of, and she has this funny thing on TikTok where she's like learning like to do it, but she said in order to do it, her husband had to piss her off to make her do
Oh,
it.
that's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Need that kind of
Yeah.
energy. All right.
Yeah.
Like that Kenny make you mad, and then you'll just be like,
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Ah!"
That was funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love anti-hero, and it's kind of like, kind of defined as the hero that has villainous tendencies. Being a big movie buff, do you have like a favorite anti-hero? I think mine would have to be Gru from Despicable Me.
Yeah. Well, I don't really have one specific anti-hero now, but I really like the theme of anti-heroes because I think I don't really like those movies where it's always like, this is the good side, this is the bad side. I
Right.
really like it when it's like the unexpected hero kind of thing. So that's really something that I really dig. Yeah.
Always like Indiana Jones. He was always kind of the reluctant hero, or oh shit.
Yeah. The one who doesn't want it. The one who doesn't want the
Yeah.
power. Yeah.
I like movies like Payback, Mel Gibson, where it's like even when he does something nice, then he also steals the guy's wallet. Like there are no good guys in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. That's funny.
Yeah, and I loved your lyric, you pull the trigger and you fail. And have fans ever said to you, that was inspirational, that even if you fail, it's okay. Get up and try it next time. Maybe something else will work.
Yeah. We've actually had fans coming back to us and like, oh, this album saved my life, literally. So that's I think it's really hard to take in that your music can really affect someone that much, but it's truly it's awesome to get these messages from fans. So that's just amazing.
Yeah, it's important. I think a lot of us have in the past been in bad situations, and it's great to be able, when you're in that, to be able to listen to something like this and know, you can overcome, you can get through it. I love your message about, changing your life and taking charge. I mean, it means a lot.
And your work ethic too. It's really
Yeah.
impressive. I can just tell that you and Kenny you're determined to conquer the world. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Yeah. I mean, and that's what we want other people to feel too, that actually, we can do a lot of things. We just have to try.
Yeah.
Just and keep trying. Don't give up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So we play a game on the show. So I have 100 random questions in front of me. I want you to pick 5 numbers that will correspond to 5 questions you answer.
11, 25, 3, 75, and 65.
Number 11. What is the best Halloween costume that you have ever seen?
Oh, well, I've seen so many funny actually, but what comes to mind is one Halloween costume that I had a few years back, when there was this scandal of minced meat in Sweden, where they took like old minced meat and packaged them with a
Oh, wow.
new expired date.
Oh,
So
God.
that's what I did. I dressed up as like new what do you say, an expired minced meat package that had been
That's great.
that been repackaged.
You were
Yeah.
so topical. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
adding
will
a
never
couple-
forget that.
Yeah. We were this year we were the White Stripes, and we got and we nailed it. We had the red and the white and the everything.
Yeah.
And nobody knew who we were. Like we went out.
Oh,
Nobody knew.
no.
Wait,
Oh.
we actually went out to a bar and they started playing Seven Nation Army. So I was like, so we just got up there and we stood in front of them.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
funny.
At the end, they were like, oh, you know.
It's hard to come
Now
up with
we get
costumes.
it.
It's hard to come up with costumes for a man and a woman. You know, we're
Yeah.
cycling
yeah.
through. You know, so
Yeah.
yeah,
There.
yeah,
One year, my favorite was Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty.
yeah. That's true.
All right, 25. Do you consider yourself up on all the hip fashions?
No, definitely not. You can ask my 13-year-old
Oh
child.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand all these TikTok videos she's showing me. I'm like, what? Am I supposed to laugh at this or what? Like, what? What are they even saying? I
Yeah.
don't understand the words. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, I'm not into all the new stuff. No.
I didn't know you had teenagers. That's so funny. I remember when my kids, especially when my kids got to be like 16, 17, I would meet other people and then they would say they had teenagers and it was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know,
Yeah, I'm so
because of
sorry.
the arguing and the, whatever, and
Yeah.
the drop me off down the street and all that stuff.
Yeah. I
I
know
guess
what
we
you're
all go
talking
through
about.
it. We all go
Yeah.
through it, right? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
All righty. What character from a movie, book, or show do you relate to most and why?
That's a hard one. All I can think about right now is Harry Potter. I don't think I don't know if I really relate too much to him, but I kind of like the Harry Potter movies though, because they are like heroes. They try to like do the right thing, and
Yeah.
they always keep fighting back. Yeah, so yeah, I think I would be a good Harry Potter character. Yeah.
That's funny. We were actually watching that last night
Last
because
night.
Okay.
he hasn't seen all the movies, so we
We're only up to like
Oh.
number 6, number 5. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my
Oh,
kids and I,
great.
we read all the books because when they were that age, we were waiting for the next one to come out, and I would
Yeah,
read
yeah.
aloud to them like a chapter every night. It wasn't until the movies came out that I realized I was mispronouncing Hermione horribly.
Yeah.
I think I called her Hermione, and my daughter was like sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a weird name.
Yeah.
All right, 75. What's your worst habit?
I think Kenny would have a great answer for this. Let me think. Well, okay, now I know. I can be somewhat of a like besserwisser sometimes, but it's mostly towards Kenny because I'm more kind to other people, unfortunately. So yeah, sometimes I can be like, no, you cannot say it like that, or that's not the right information. Like
Right.
kind of boring besserwisser sometimes. Yeah.
That's so funny because everyone says that. They always say, whenever we have that question, we say, "Oh, you'll have to ask my partner. They can tell
Yeah.
you all my faults. They know them all." like-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do.
The only one I
you-
have, the only one I have for this one is when she vacuums, I think she's trying to kill me because the cord. Oh, I always trip on the cord because she puts the cord.
Okay.
And that's so if I ever fall down the stairs, that's going to be why it's her vacuuming.
Yeah.
I have house cleaning ADD because I'll start this and then I notice something over here and I leave the vacuum and then he goes spray.
Oh,
then I go-
I'm the
yeah.
same. I'm the same. Yeah, I have like 100 cleaning projects at the same time.
Exactly.
And I'm like, we've got animals. I don't know if you have animals, but they're always just you discover a mess somewhere that you didn't even
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, we have 3 cats and 1 dog. Yeah. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We used to have a cat. Now we only have chicken.
Oh wow,
Oh,
really?
I love
Yeah.
chicken.
Oh, we won't have
But
chickens.
they don't
Yeah.
live in the house.
No.
Oh, they're funny.
All right, last one. Would you be up for space travel if it became available?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think I would want to be like the first to
Right.
go. But I mean, maybe the first people can go, and then I can come like maybe 2 years later when they have like tried everything, found
Right.
the faulty
Yeah,
things and fixed them, and then I can come. Would be
That should
fun.
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
neat to see if they could get it fast enough. I wouldn't want to spend 2 years out there just to
Yeah. Yeah.
do a lap around Venus.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd have to get
Yeah.
much faster. So I love, like you said, how you're still releasing. I couldn't believe how many tracks you had to begin with. You're so prolific, you know, for the bonus ones, 20. So when I saw Boiling Point came out, I was like, oh, well, was that one of the bonus tracks? It's not.
No. So like I said, we wanted to release a new song every third week, and we're still doing it even after we released the album Friction. So yeah, we just keep on releasing. Yeah.
Would you consider yourself to have a high or low boiling point?
High, I think. Yeah, yeah. I would think so. But you would have to ask Kenny, I think.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Yeah.
Ask the children. See what the children say. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So I know your one festival got canceled, but do you have other tour plans?
We're planning things for the fall and late summer, but we don't have anything that we can go official with yet.
Right.
But
Okay.
things are coming. Yeah.
That's awesome. Any chance of luring you over to the United States?
Would have been totally great, but we
Yeah.
don't have any of these plans right now, but hopefully in the future. Yeah. We'd love to go there.
I got a great lineup for you. You guys, Edge of Paradise, As Everything Unfolds, and Never Obey Again. There, I booked it for you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on. Yeah.
That's
Let's
All
great.
do it.
strong female-led alt rock. Let's
right.
do it.
Yeah. Awesome.
So
But where are you guys from?
we're in Baltimore, so U.S.
Okay.
So we're East Coast.
Home of the Maryland Death Festival. Yeah.
Home of the Maryland Death
Okay,
Fest.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you play in Germany, have you had anybody come up to you after the show and say, "You did not play my wife's favorite song"? I know that they do that there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, these things happen, of course. You cannot play all songs you
Right.
have. So yeah, of course, you're gonna disappoint some people at some point.
I can't imagine walking up to a band and saying that, but a lot of bands have told us that they do that in Germany. I can't imagine like being angry and
No,
confrontational.
no, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do you think are your craziest fans located as far as per country?
Oh, that's a hard one. Well, I think the audience in China were, yeah, it's such a different culture. So yeah, they were very polite. They would never have said something like, "You didn't play my fiance's
Favorite song.
No, they were just like super friendly, really, yeah, a
That's
great
great.
audience. Yeah,
I didn't know you guys played in China. Wow, that's really
Yeah.
impressive. Wow.
yeah. That was
They
a
must
really
be so
fun tour.
grateful to get any
Yeah.
kind of art or music.
Yeah, yeah, you could really feel that they were not really used to having like Western bands playing there. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was really great.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Well, we hope to catch you someday live and in person, but until then, you
Yeah.
live on our wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falling on deaf ears.
Okay, Deaf Ears 1.
This is Cardinal Noire with Vitriol. If you have a passion for 80s industrial music with a modern edge, let me introduce you to the Finnish duo of Callie Lindberg and Lasse Allender that are Cardinal Noire. They're much more than scratch that particular itch with brooding beats, mangled synth, red, black, and well, vitriol all over. Their third full length offers up 8 tracks, most in the 4 to 5 minute range, with titles like Kill Shelter and Hecatomb, which means an extensive loss of life. It should be obvious this isn't light danceable club fodder, more music to brood in your local urban dungeon bar. I mean, you do have one of those, right?
Of course we do. Of
We
course
do.
Yes. Gunmetal really kicks into gear with electronic drum beats that first sound like a gun repeatedly being cocked, and an off-center, inky but frantic lurching synth line. The vocals of Lindbergh are a mangled snarl. Key moment is a breakdown when all falls away but the percussion, and when the synth does bound back with its added glitches and clunks, it's incredible. Let's play a song, Gunmetal. Slow, doomy burn of Precious Heart starts with a single tone joined by low, tremulous, cello-like melody that is soon interrupted by static zips, clunks, and buzzes. Vocals this time a muffled snarl, like a swamp thing singing underwater. Mid-track orchestral strings shimmer out alone. There's a pause and things restart with the orchestra warming up again. In fact, the first time I heard it, I thought it was songs stuck on repeat, This time, drums come in like thunderclaps, accentuated with metallic clicks and agitator swishes, ending with an electrical hum.
Vitriol is a bit more like a gathering storm with glips of silence that cut into the hum, like a radio station slipping off its signal. Electric drums smack out a funky rhythm for a backdrop of computerized quick blips and crashes. The vocals here are only slightly distorted, but still gruff. An erratic electric drum rhythm layers up wickedly with a rapidly flowing synth bop. While in Chariot, machinery clunks in a chain link rhythm, which also bookends as the outro, eventually giving way to resonant-informed drum beats, synth line flitting up and down like the lights on an equalizer. Tempo shifts are percussion-driven from walloping pounds to slow hits. Voice samples and atonal noise are sprinkled in at random intervals.
My favorite track has to be Diatribe, which is defined as a forceful and bitter verbal attack against someone or something. I mean, what else would you expect from these maestros of nightmares? Starting off with a mechanical clang and a whoosh reminiscent of an oil rig pumping, it's all there. Tense marching drums, growled vocals, and a melody that roams back and forth like a pacing insomniac. The effect is delightfully harrowing. Recently, they paid homage to the OG of the genre with their new 2-track EP, which features galvanized cover versions of Ministry's Just One Fix and Skinny Puppy's Inquisition. Their tagline on Instagram is "Brapping out like it's 1984." Fans of early KMFDM and Frontline Assembly will be happy to brap along as well. Let's hear a clip. This is Diatribe. Okay, Deaf Ears 2 is the new album from Vukovi, My God Has Got a Gun. Hard to believe it's been 3 years since we became entranced with the Scottish duo of Janine Shilstone and Hamish Riley, known as Vukovi. Their last album, Nula, was an impressive combination of bombastic riffs, industrial accents, and Janine's spellbinding, all emotions on her sleeve vocal style. Since then, they've toured the US and Europe relentlessly, all the while putting together this latest offering, My God Has Got a Gun. Their first for the impressive Sharp Tone label, known for like-minded bands like Boston Manor, Emure, and Polaris.
The album offers 11 tracks that run the gamut between pinging guitar chimes to monstrous percussion and Janine wailing like her life depends on it. The lyrics suggest the themes of a toxic relationship, perhaps burning hot and cold, a partner that pushes you beyond your own capabilities for better or worse, and its soul-draining aftermath. Or maybe the songs are all about kittens. Who knows?
Yeah, what difference does it make, really?
Let's play a song. This is My God Has Got a Gun.
Got a trigger finger pointing straight at my conscience. I can fucking breathe. It stood behind you, it always find you. Don't bother asking me to leave. Got Stockholm syndrome, instinct of survival. I'm a victim to my sanity. Living light in a tightrope if I lost all hope. My God is gone.
Okay, the first song that really grabbed me was Fuck It Up, a song that expertly weaves soaring orchestration with riff chunk as Shillstone repeatedly drops the pearl, I don't really want to grind like that. Other tracks show the band daring to try new sonic ideas, like the hook-heavy Cowboy. Riley's guitar subdued against a warm bed of mellow synths, almost horn-like against Janine's sultry lyrics, Don't Leave Me Dead by the Wayside, and Come Taste the Cure Between My Thighs. Janine's Scottish accent popping up seductively from time to time.
Fallen Beyond shows the pair's progression in terms of arrangement and performance. Lush synths giving away to hand clap percussion and filthy guitars, stutter stepping into one of Janine's signature chill bump choruses. Wanna run, but your arms are heavy. I'm a ghost unborn. The contrast of the angry, the heavy, the vulnerable, the betrayed, all coming to the surface in various intervals. Suffice to say, the 3-year wait was worth it. Vukovi delivers all of the emotive pop metal we've come to expect, and even brings some new shades of color to the canvas. So get over to Sharpstone's site and bag a copy of that sexy black and white split vinyl before they're all gone.
All right, let's close it out with Fallen Beyond.
Sit back, hold tight.
Okay, Deaf Ears 3 is the new album from Artificial Go, Hop Scotch Fever.
This album is a ride through the neighborhood on your smart and sassy vintage 1977 Huffy Cactus Flower Bicycle, complete with banana seat and little white basket for your journal, water bottle, markers, and a crisp $5 bill just in case we need it. Ring ding! We're off with a giddy up and the playful strum of feeling foxy. And on a bike like this, who wouldn't? Vocalist Angie Wilcutt cooing meditatively. When she delivers the line, looking past the skyline into brown eyes, it strikes you how much she sounds like Maureen Tucker from the Velvet Underground. Let's play a song. This is Feeling Foxy.
Put in place, struck by thunder, on the way to flee disaster. No secrets kept in the name of desire. Open your mouth, open your mouth. What do you see? Close your ears, close your ears. What do you taste? Open your mouth, open your mouth.
As we ride past the park, we notice a young dog walker attempting to handle several small dogs, all yapping furiously. Walk Like a Dog fills our ears with bucket-slapping percussion and stutter-stepping guitar jangles as Willicott breezes through her experience getting sick on a carousel. Poor dear. The skronky pulse of the title track is the perfect accompaniment for our stop at a busy intersection. The bleeps and guitar slashes double after the first verse, and the busyness of it all at that is an indicator that traffic is heavy today. Will we ever get across this street? Wait, the light has changed. Artificial Go. We stop for a drink and to stretch out on a park bench to the very danceable Reality Does. 3 different melodies crisscrossing over one another. The effect is intoxicating, so we shuffle around a little in the parking lot of the courthouse. Who cares if they stare? I'm shaking my butt to this one.
Riding past an old abandoned lot, we notice the remnants of an old payphone. As Angie urges, put your 25 cents into the payphone to pay for some human connection. Silly girl, that thing has been out of order since the Clinton administration. She seems to understand with a chorus, 1-800, never call again. I don't think that's a valid number.
I don't think so.
But whatever, this is the catchiest track on the album.
This bike ride was even more fun than we expected. Lots of cleverly arranged, minimalist guitar, 60s-inspired garage rock drumming, and Angie's stream of consciousness lyrical imagery. It's time to get home in time for supper. This is Payphone.
The world is an apple, come take a bite. You must swallow before the rot gets to the core. Put your 25 cents into the payphone to pay for some human connection. Let the fruit wash your brain. Drown your thoughts into the stream.
Yay. episode 6 in the books. And we learned all about, Skippy McGillicuddy and,
Every Dickens book was like always like usually some poor child who was bullied by adults and kids, and never before has a boy wanted one. All that
exactly.
ridiculous stuff. This has been the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast. Special thanks to Cat from We Are the Catalyst for appearing on the show. Snaggletooth's theme, courtesy of Jens Kemgren of the Firebombs. Deaf Ears theme by Tim Green of the Fucking Champs. Season 4 artwork courtesy of KC Angel. You can find him on Instagram at KC Angel Art. Deaf Ears band include Cardinal Noire, Vukovi, and Artificial Go. All content 2025, the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
Disco Fever. Bring back Saturday Night Fever Part 3.
No.
This is the Snaggletooth Rock and Roll Podcast.
This is the end. You made your choice and now my chance is over. I thought I was in. You put me